game.
How do you think this impacts the next game for Argentina against Switzerland? Will they be seeing this as a positive, you know, cat with 9 lives, we survived again, we're into the next round, which is the most important thing? Or will they be looking at that and saying, you know, we were pretty vulnerable against a team we should be beating easily?
Well, listen, they met in 2014, right? And I think it was a 1-0 win. Di Maria scored a goal in extra time. That was a round of 16, if I'm not mistaken. I think that this is going to be Argentina's biggest test now. You're going up against a team that's incredibly well organised. They're a machine, Switzerland. Tactically, they have a game plan. Defensively, solid. Fullbacks could do a little bit better in this game against Colombia, but against Argentina, they know that they've got to be a bit more defensive-minded because, of course, there's a genius on the field, and you always have to be tuned in. But Argentina, I think, are riding the wave of Messi. Like, he's been phenomenal, and we are celebrating a genius at work. I mean, we'll never see a generational talent like this ever again in our lifetime. And I think he will be the greatest of all time when he is done. I know, I understand he doesn't have the Pele trophies in this World Cup, but what he has given the game is truly remarkable. He is an absolute genius. But there is only so far you can ride that wave. You know, we have been on the pitch when we know we've got a player who's just in form, get them the ball, right, as much as you possibly can. This guy's every game, it's undeniable that he's going to have some sort of an impact. But I don't think Argentina around him are playing well. No. I don't. Julian Alvarez, not good enough. Lautaro Martinez, not good enough. In midfield, Enzo stepped up and scored a massive goal. But overall, would you say his performance has been great? No. And then the other guy, Rodrigo de Paul, man, he's been awful. So there are so many players who are not performing well for Argentina that are getting an escape because the genius at work is stepping up and scoring goals. He scored in 6 consecutive knockout games, which is insane.
They've escaped twice now,
He scored 8 goals at this tournament, which is ridiculous in itself. How long can that keep going? At some point, you're going to come up against a well-oiled team like Switzerland, or even in the semi-final against England, that they're going to beat you because they've got just as good a defence that can stop you.
I'll be intrigued to see how Switzerland play out this game, though, because they know, if you're watching Egypt, the counter-attacks were so good. So Switzerland do choose to sit in that sort of mid-low block, wherever they won't be as deep as Egypt. They won't sit as, you know, 6 at the back. But they know they are so controlled. Second clean sheet on the bounce for Switzerland. Obviously started off, you know, with a tie against Qatar, but they've grown and grown into this tournament. Of course, it's biggest test both for each team. That's the beauty of knockout. The further you get, the harder it's going to be. Stating the obvious, but Argentina are vulnerable on the transition to defence massively today, and Cape Verde. That showed it so, like, leaps and bounds how vulnerable they are defensively. That has to be such a factor that they will look at going up a team against Switzerland, especially if players are fully fit for Switzerland that we didn't see today, with pace up top. Just have to be all over it, because they were so structurally so sound today, Switzerland, defensively.
Got to take their chances though, Adam, right?
Yeah.
If Switzerland do create a chance, as you say, if it is counter-attack, similar to what you witnessed from Egypt, you have to take your chances.
Yeah.
You have to be big in the moment. In this game against Colombia, Switzerland didn't take their chances. They created a couple of nice chances, but 2 shots on target in 120 minutes will not get it done against Argentina.
Especially because Argentina, now having done it twice, they know they can come back from behind. If the backs are against the wall, they'll find a way to get it done. Compared to the last World Cup, where Argentina went on the run, they got to the final, they won it, you could make a case that maybe Messi is at a higher level. I mean, certainly when you look at the goals, he's at a higher level than he was then.
No.
But do you think that the rest of the team is? Where are they compared to the team that won the 22 World Cup, do you think?
4 years older. I mean, they look slower. Their average age is over 30 years old, the starting 11. I mean, he is someone who is not the same player as he was 4 years ago, walks around less. I looked at the kilometres that he actually plays in a game, and it's like
6.5, isn't it?
It's like 6 kilometres in a game. That's compared to what we would normally run, maybe 10, 12 kilometres. Probably me, I'd run 12 to 13 kilometres up and down that wing. He plays like he walks the game. So he walks it less now than he previously did.
I'm talking more about the team, though, because, you know, he has made I know he's not doing quite as much, but he has made a contribution that's measured in goals and assists and everything. I'm talking more about the team. Where is Argentina now compared to the Argentina we saw in the quarters and in the semi-finals, in the knockout stages in Qatar, do you think, Jen?
To your point, I think they are still, you know, one of the best attacking threats, obviously, with Messi, but defensively they look slower.
That's what I would say, yeah.
I think they're more,
I'm looking at a team here who are way more vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Qatar for that World Cup, and I felt like, I mean, France were unbelievable too. They were the two standout teams, weren't they? Both of those two. I mean, I was very impressed with Argentina here, whereas in this World Cup...
They're just getting through.
Yeah, they're flattering to deceive for me.
You know what happens, though, when you win?
Confidence.
You already have won. You become composed. Is the desire still there from this group? I mean, I understand you see it from Lionel Messi, because every freaking game he plays there, like it's his last game, he wants to win another World Cup. But I'm not necessarily sure that I see the same desire from every single player around. There's not that extra, it's coming from Messi. When you need someone to step up, it's like he switches on a button and just goes, wins possession, creates chances, makes it happen. But the rest of the team, I've got to be honest with you, the rest of the team around Lionel Messi is not stepping up right now. And Argentina will not win this World Cup if they continue to play like this, because at some point the Messi luck's going to run out.
Yep, plenty of work to do for Argentina in the next round. And then Argentina against Switzerland. It's time for us to catch up with Nico. Cantor has had a busy day on the streets of Queens in New York. Take it away, Nico.
Hey guys, it was a long day for us here in New York City. Our day began at City Hall with the mayor of New York City, Zoran Mamdani, a former assemblyman of Astoria, Queens, and that's where our journey continued after our interview with the mayor. We went straight to Steinway Street to an Egypt watch party, one of the meccas of North African football celebrations here in the city. We've ever seen the scenes of perhaps Morocco getting to the final of AFCON, any Morocco win or an Egypt win. Steinway Street closes down, and everybody from the Egyptian diaspora, the Moroccan diaspora, the Algerian diaspora, the Tunisian diaspora celebrates in this street that has become theirs over time. But Egypt, they felt that they had touched the sky earlier today. They were minutes away from their greatest day in their football history, but Argentina mounted a comeback. Egypt feels hard done by the referees, but Argentina showed their fighting spirit to the end to overturn that 2-goal deficit. Then we just went a couple of miles south to Jackson Heights, where all of the Latinos mixed, the Argentinians, the Uruguayans, but we specifically went to the Colombian spot. There's about 500,000 Colombians that live in New York City, and 55% of them live here in Jackson Heights. And we went to a Colombian restaurant and suffered through all of that. Alas, it was not to be done today for Colombia, so a little bit sad, poignant afternoon here as everybody's filing out and going back home. It could have been a party here on the streets of Jackson Heights, but Colombia goes home and Switzerland rolls on. It's Argentina against Switzerland into the next phase, and for us, that's it. We're headed to Boston tomorrow. It's our last of the 11 host cities that we're hitting on our RV tour. So much more to do there, so check us out.